Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Monday, April the 25th. We do have 3 games tonight, so there's not a ton on the board at the time I'm making this video on Sunday night, but I was able to find 3 props that I did like, that did stand out to me, kind of at first glance. So we will talk through these 3 props, kind of share why I like them. Before we do, we can recap Sunday's plays. Sunday was a pretty good day. We had been really struggling over the past week or so, but we kind of bounced back Sunday, went 3-1 on the 4 plays we gave out Sunday. Sadly, we didn't get the clean sweep. Vucevic did not hit his PRA, which was unfortunate because that was my favorite play of all the 4 plays I gave out Sunday. Vooch only finished with 23, and we needed 33 from him. Just wasn't that good of a game from Vooch. He did lose a few extra minutes, lose out on a couple minutes because of it. It was a blowout, but I don't think, close game or not, I don't think Vooch would have hit last game. But even in the blowout, even though some of the guys in that game still lost a few minutes, Drew Holiday went over his points. Bobby Portis went over his PRA. Very weird that Drew Holiday's points prop, it went all the way down to 17.5. When I made my video last night, for the Sunday slate, his points prop was 17.5, or his points prop was 19.5 when I bet it, and then it got bumped down to 17.5, which was really weird. I guess a lot of people were betting unders on Drew Holiday yesterday. I don't know why. Just maybe looking at last 5 games, they just bet under. But none of the books moved his line. Like his points prop on all the other books was 19.5, and it got bumped down to 17.5. But Drew still went over both. He finished with 26 points, and then we did hit the over 30 fantasy points for Jonas Valanciunas. That game just finished up right before I started recording this video. J-Val had a huge game, went for 49 fantasy points. So pretty good day Sunday. Went 3-1 on our 4 plays. Hopefully we can get a clean sweep today. I got 3 plays I'm going to share in this video. Before we get started, guys, as always, appreciate you checking out these videos every single day. Make sure you hit that like button down below if you do enjoy. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button as well. I do upload these Prizepicks videos daily. I'm going to try and upload every single day throughout the playoffs, covering a couple of my favorite plays each day, what stands out to me. So yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And also, if you are new to Prizepicks, you want to check them out, you can sign up with my promo code NOAH. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. So maybe if you bet on a sports book, if you bet player props on any other DFS site, and you want to give Prizepicks a try, you can sign up with my code, get a deposit bonus when you sign up. But let's talk through the 3 plays I like for today, what stands out to me kind of at first look. We're going to start off in the fantasy points category. So there's a fantasy point projection I do like that stands out, is a little bit too low today, and that's Marcus Smart. I really like the over 29 fantasy points for Marcus Smart. I was on this prop last slate. It was one of my Patreon picks, and his projection then was 30 fantasy points, and he barely went over. It was a little bit of a sweat. He finished with 30.6, but he has gone over this prop in 2 of the 3 games so far in the series. Game 1 had a huge game, went for 40 fantasy points. Game 2 was a little disappointing. He only had 20 fantasy points then, but then last game he had 30 fantasy points. The minutes, though, for Marcus Smart have been very, very high in the playoffs. He's played at least 36 minutes in every game in the series. He played 38 last game. Marcus Smart, he's not like this. He's not a fantastic point per minute player. He's obviously not a super high usage player, but he just does a little bit of everything. Marcus Smart's a guy that can shoot threes. He can score. He's obviously a good facilitator. He can get assists. He's a great defender. He can get a ton of defensive stats, and defensive stats are huge on Prizepicks because they're worth 3 points each. So Smart just does a little bit of everything, and if he's playing 36, 38 minutes, I like his chances of getting over 29 fantasy points. You can take a look at this season. Per 36, he's averaging over 32 fantasy points per 36. So, on average, when he plays 36 minutes, he scores 32 fantasy points. The per minute stats are decent. He's averaging 0.91 fantasy points per minute, so he's averaging close to a fantasy point per minute. If Smart stays out of foul trouble, if this game's close and he plays 36, 38 minutes, I like his chances of going over 29 fantasy points. I took it last slate when it was 30 fantasy points. I don't know why I wouldn't take it today when the line is lower than it was last game. So I like that over. That's the first one that did stand out to me. The second prop I like is a points prop that I do like quite a bit. Going to take over 23.5 points for Pascal Siakam. Now, I know Pascal Siakam in the playoffs so far has been a little bit of a disappointment, but he did have a big game last game and game 4 this series. They were on the verge of getting swept. Siakam came through, had a huge game, kept the series alive. He scored 34 points. I think he also had like 8 rebounds and 5 assists. I could see taking PRA for Pascal Siakam because obviously Siakam can get rebounds, can get assists. He does everything when he's on the floor. But I feel best about his over 23.5 points. So far in the series, he's been taking a lot of shots, 18, 20, 16, and 19 field goal attempts through 4 games. Last game, he was able to go to the line a lot. He did get fouled a lot, which was kind of good, big for him. He went to the foul line 15 times. He hit 13 of 15 free throws. That's something that he hasn't done much the first 3 games in the series. He only went to the line 5 times in game 1, only 7 times in game 2. He didn't go to the line at all in game 3. So when Siakam's aggressive, when he's drawing fouls, I mean, he has a lot of scoring upside. He's, so far this year, when you look at the usage for the Raptors, I mean, obviously Siakam is a high usage player, and he's led the team in usage this season, has a 26% usage rate. And it is worth noting that Fred VanVleet is questionable today. So obviously, if Fred VanVleet gets ruled out, that's just going to make Siakam look even better. I mean, Siakam's usage, his role is just going to be even better. So I could definitely see this line going up, especially if Fred VanVleet gets ruled out. That's kind of why I want to get on it now. His usage, though, it's been good. Regardless of, who's in or who's out, he still leads the team in usage this season. So far in the playoffs, he's led the team in usage as well. Has a 24.7% usage rate in their 3 games, or 4 games so far in the postseason. Last game, outside of the 1 minute that Utah Watanabe played, Siakam had the highest usage rate on the team last game, 28.4% usage rate. So the opportunity is going to be there for Siakam. The minutes are going to be massive. I mean, that's another thing. Siakam has played 40, 41, 48, and last game he played 44 minutes. Obviously, with their season on the line here, on the verge of elimination, I think Siakam plays 44, 45 minutes today if it's a close game. I mean, we've seen Siakam play massive minutes. He was playing 40 minutes a night during the regular season. Now in the playoffs, I think he plays over 40 minutes. So I like over 23.5 points for Pascal Siakam. Hopefully he can keep things rolling. I like his chances of hitting this over with just how many minutes he's playing. The opportunity is going to be there. We know the usage is going to be there. I'm taking over 23.5 points for Pascal Siakam as my second pick I like for today. And then the third and final pick that I'm on that I did like at first look was over 3.5 assists for Jaylen Brown. So if you actually look over his last 5 games, this is a prop that has been hitting pretty consistently over his last 5. Brown has hit this in 4 out of 5. And the one game he didn't was in game 1 of the series. He only had 3 assists. But worth noting that Jaylen Brown has been averaging a lot of potential assists. So far in the playoffs, through the 3 games in the series, he's averaged 10 potential assists per game, which is, for a guy with the 3.5 assist line with averaging 10 potential assists. I mean, for reference, Kevin Durant's averaging 10 potential assists per game this season, or not this season, but he's averaging 10 potential assists per game in the playoffs, and his assist line is 6. Jaylen Brown's averaging the same amount of potential assists per game as Kevin Durant, and his assist line is 3.5. So this one really stood out to me as being too low. I mean, Jaylen Brown's never been known as a passer, as a facilitator. He's kind of a score-first guy, but he's gonna just be on the floor so much. He's gonna fall his way into a couple of assists. I mean, he's gonna play 38 to 40 minutes. Obviously, he's gone over this in 2 out of their 3 games, but it's just the potentials are there. I mean, anytime a guy is getting over 10 potential assists per game and their assist line is 3.5, then that's something that I'm always going to look to take. I mean, last game, I could see how many potential assists Jaylen Brown had. He had, let's see. So last game, he had 11 potential assists and finished with 5. Normally guys convert about half their potential assists into actual assists. Obviously, there will be some games when, your teammates are hitting all your shots or hitting all their shots, and maybe you have 10 potential assists and then you get 9 assists. 9 of those 10 potentials are converted. There's going to be days when guys aren't hitting shots, and you'll have 15 potential assists but only get 3 or 4. This Boston team, obviously, they're surrounded by a lot of good shooters. Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, even Peyton Pritchard off the bench has been shooting the ball really well. They got Horford who can shoot threes. Like, there's a lot of good shooters on this team. A lot of guys that Jaylen Brown can get the ball to that can give him assists. So really like the chances of Jaylen Brown getting at least 4 assists today going over this line. Again, the potentials are there. The minutes are massive. When you're playing, a guy like Jaylen Brown who's a high usage player, when he's playing 38, 40 minutes a night, he's just going to find his way into assists. There's going to be times when maybe he gets the ball, he gets double teamed, he has to kick it out to somebody, and it just comes down to, if that player can make their shots or not. But like I said, the Boston, this team is surrounded with good shooters, guys around Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. These guys can all knock down shots. So I like this one a lot. Over 3.5 assists for Jaylen Brown. That's our third and final pick in this video. So these are my 3 plays that I like at first look, guys. Again, I'm recording this video on Sunday night. I do provide additional plays over on Patreon. So if you guys have been enjoying these first look vids, the few plays that I do give out on YouTube, you want to get some additional plays from me, usually a couple hours before the first game of the night starts, I will post some additional plays that I like as we get more options added to the board, as I'm able to look at the board a little bit more, in depth. I'll find more plays that stand out to me. And if you want to get access to those, I do provide those over on Patreon. So you can check that out. Link down below in the description. But that's what I got for today, guys. These are my 3 plays. If I had to rank these, I probably would say Marcus Smart is my favorite, followed by Jaylen Brown, followed by Siakam. But I feel pretty good about all three of these. I mean, obviously, if you're doing a two-pick entry, you can't just do two picks with Smart and Brown. You have to have someone on another team. So if you're gonna mix and match these, you'd have to do Smart and Siakam, and then probably Siakam and Brown, and then obviously you can't do Smart and Brown just those two. But yeah, you can do two picks. You could obviously play all three of these in the same lineup if you wanted to. Normally, what I do is I play all my picks just in one lineup. I know that's a little bit more risky just because if you do get a pick wrong and if you're doing power play, you won't win. Obviously, I wasn't able to cash my entry on Sunday because Vooch didn't hit for us. I did a 4-pick power. You choose how you want to play. If you want to do a 3-pick power, 3-pick flex, if you want to mix and match and do a couple of different 2-pick powers, it's all up to you. But these are 3 picks I do like at first look, and hopefully we can hit all 3 of these. We can hit all 3 of these, get a 3-0 sweep today. But that's what I got for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this video helped. If you enjoyed, hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. Again, check out Prizepicks if you haven't yet. Sign up. Use promo code Noah. Get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And that's all that I got for today, guys. Wish you the best of luck on the slate. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.